Can this question be the intro? Yes. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a classic Q&A video. I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and I actually hosted this one on Twitter, so all of the questions are going to be only from my Twitter followers. For those of you guys who want to partake in a future Q&A, follow me on Twitter. I do a lot of cool stuff on Twitter relating to videos, and actually, one of the upcoming videos I'm going to be doing is rating subscribers' weed. So if you guys want to potentially get your weed rated in a video, all you have to do is go to my Twitter, scroll down to find the tweet, and reply with a picture of your loud. That's all you got to do, baby. Very easy. But either way, hope you guys enjoy this Q&A video. Let's dive right into it. The first actual question from Flaximus. Do you even glebe, bro? Yes, I do. By using code GOBLIN at glebetm.com, you can get the secret gravity bong in a shaker cup. Take it anywhere with you and get as faded as you want. They brought this bitch on an airplane one time, dude. You can do anything with the glebe. It is such a strong hit, but it's smooth at the same time. You can't go wrong. Use code GOBLIN and you get 5% off and a free grinder at checkout. You can't go wrong, dude. A free grinder. Come on. Let's go, baby. Go grab yourself a glebe. One of my favorite products. Next question from CJ Drafts. If forced to smoke the max amount of blunts your body can physically handle within an hour, how well we doing, Chief? Hey, listen, all right? I thought about this. Okay, I very rarely prepare for questions in these Q&A videos. This was one of the questions where I thought about it. Like, I actually sat and I was like, in an hour, how many blunts could I physically take? Because, listen, there's a bunch of y'all are going to be in the comments like, man, 60, bro. A blunt a minute, easily, bro. Man, 600, dude. A blunt every, man, 6,000, bro. A blunt a second. Is that the right math? No, it's 3,000 in an hour, isn't it? No, it's 3,600 seconds in an hour. I'm stupid, dude. Either way, I don't fucking know. Whatever, who cares? So, realistically, I think in an hour, not factoring in how long they take to smoke, like let's say we're not considering like how long they take to smoke, right? Let's say like just I was smoking blunts, how many within an hour? I think like 20 would be a fair answer from me before I really started tapping out on my throat. Because after a while, dude, that shit gets a little rough, all right? Once it starts hitting the back of your throat, it's over with. I'm not talking about sucking dick, dude. There's going to be a bunch of comments being like, Goblin, dude, I know you're talking about your favorite thing to do. And I'm going to be like, dude, shut up, dude. Fuck off. But thank you very much for that question. Next question from Brendan. Do you have any stories you regret telling? I don't think I have any that I necessarily regret telling off top. You know, let me think about this one a little more. I should have prepped for this one, but I didn't. Off top, there's no stories that like really stand out as ones that I like regret. I think some of my older ones I regret in the sense that they were good, and I'm sad that I already made a video on them because I can't tell them now. Because I feel like a lot of my older stories didn't get the exposure they deserve. Like, a lot of you guys enjoy my older style content, you know, when I was a little younger and, like, clearly coked up in all of my videos. And nowadays, a lot of those stories I feel like I could have told much better and in a more entertaining, high-quality way. And they've already been told, so I feel like it would upset people if I remade the videos. I don't know. It's been something I've toyed around with in my head, you know, redoing old stories from like 2015, 2016. But I don't know. It's something I could potentially do. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. But stories I regret like that had an impact on me, I can't think of any. But thank you, Brendan. The next question from Nat. Thoughts on the youth growing up in drug culture and how the internet affects rate of addiction? Listen. Everyone been doing drugs for a long time, okay? Drugs have been a big deal way before the internet, okay? Everyone loved getting fucked up, dude. Soldiers were doing it. Partiers were doing it. Like, it's a normal thing, dude. The Nazis were smoking meth. Like, Hitler smoked meth. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, he actually was a meth addict. But, like, listen, drugs have always been a big part of history. The internet just makes people aware of it because they can talk about it openly. In the past, it's like a taboo thing because you don't know which people have a similar mindset to you, so you don't know who to talk to about it. But on the internet, you can go to someone's social media profile and see what they're like and get a gauge of like, oh, this guy probably does crack, you know, and you can talk about it. So I think, you know, yeah, there's been like an increase in young people of doing drugs, but I don't think like the internet is the cause. Like, I think people have always done drugs. It just like people are more open about it now. You know, it's more acceptable to just get fucked up nowadays than it's ever been, really. You know, which, hey, good time for my channel, huh? A little renaissance, if you will. Next question from Young Dagger Dick. Most ridiculous street price you've ever been asked to pay for weed? Dude, listen, okay, this isn't weed, but this just happened to me a month ago. There was this like new plug that I had. This isn't weed. I'll get to the like actual answer to this in a minute. But there's this plug who was selling Molly. So I hit him up and I asked for prices, and I'm like, how much for a gram? Mind you, I'm in the U.S. This guy said $150 for a gram. Like, yeah, it's some fire. And, like, it looked good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it looked like shit. Like, it looked like pretty decent Molly, you know? Nothing crazy, but pretty good. But $150 a gram? On the deep web right now, you could get 5 grams for that price. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely insane, dude. Like, who the hell told this man? And the thing is, like, this guy, like, you can just tell by like how much he posts and like his stories and through knowing him that like he sells this Molly. Like, people are paying these prices. What I want to know is, who is his clientele, dude? Where do I find these people to pay these prices for dumb shit, dude? I'll charge $149. Let's fucking go. But to answer the question fully, the most ridiculous price I've ever been asked to pay for weed. There was one guy, one particular kid I knew back in high school, who I wanted to grab an ounce off of. Me and my friends, we threw our money together to grab an ounce, right? We each only had like, like $40, and we were like, well, we could each get a quarter if we just throw our money in and get a zip, right? So we're all like, dude, hell yeah, let's go find a cheap little $160 zip. So we hit up this plug of ours. I wouldn't say plug, but, you know, he had a little bit of weed. And he's like, dude, I got some gas in right now. I got some OG. That's always a bad sign, all right? If they say OG, it's time to run. But, nevertheless, I'm like, okay, what do you want? Because at this point, I'm not picky with strain. We're broke high schoolers. Like, we just wanted to smoke. So I'm like, how much you want, bro? He's like, man, $260, bro. It's some gas. Now, mind you, this was like 2016. Like, this was back when weed prices were actually different. Like, back in 2015, 2016, weed was not as cheap. Like, a $25 eighth was not a common thing outside of like the city, you know? Like, in anywhere but like a very urban area, that's not a super common thing, right? Nowadays, you can go get a 25 eighth anywhere. But back in the day, that wasn't a normal thing. Like, I knew a lot of kids paying 50 for eighths from their older brothers who were taxing. You know, that was just that's how it started. That's how it all plays out. So I think that $260 zip of the OG, which mind you was garbage, we didn't buy it, was probably the most ridiculous street price I've ever been asked. That immediately came to memory when I read that question. The next question from Polonus: if you could say anything to your younger self who was just going into high school, what would you say? Stop showing up so much, honestly. No, hey, that's such bad advice. I'm sorry, all my youngins out there. Go to school, dude. But for me, I ended up dropping out anyways. So, like, honestly, I wish I put more time and effort into building my channel up when I was younger. You know, because now, like, I've been doing this kind of content for a very long time, right? And when I first started, it was a very small market, like, you know, there weren't all these huge YouTubers like Luna, X Cody, Yola, Eric Khan, all these big names out there. Like, Luna was a thing, X Cody was a thing, but we were all like some like COD commentators. Like, they had like 100K at the time, you know, like, and I had like 5K, you know, like nobody like had a bunch of drip. And I wish I put more work in back then. Into streaming and expanding platforms. Like, I waited until like 2018 to even like make an Instagram, like 2017 or 18, and like really get active on Twitter and promote it and stuff. And like, it's those kinds of things that I wish I did when I was younger. So honestly, I would have told my younger self, like, hey, dude, fuck off. High school sucks. Go grind your social media. It'll pay off. That's what I would have told my younger self. Seth, with the next question: was there any point where you thought about getting a conventional job and quitting drugs? I appreciate the question, Seth. Yeah, actually, when I got out of rehab and I was on probation, for those of you guys who have been around for a little while, back in 2017, I held a job for most of that year. I worked at 2 different places that year. I worked as a bathtub salesman for a bathtub remodeling company. And I also worked at a Lexus dealership. I did cashier and reception, then I moved into service before I quit to go full-time with YouTube. But once I started doing YouTube full-time, I don't think there's ever really been a point where I considered quitting to, go back to just clocking in. I don't know. This is a much more fulfilling opportunity for me, and I enjoy what I do. Like, I genuinely like doing what I do. I wake up and I'm not like dreading, like, oh, I gotta sit down and make a video. I have to sit down and live stream. Like, I'm not dreading it. I don't know. When I go to work, I can't focus. When I clock in somewhere, I can't do it, dude. I just can't. I can't go. For some reason, I can't focus for shit. But here, I can do it, man. Like, I enjoy what I do. Thank you for that question. And the final question from Slothboy: creamy or crunchy peanut butter? Listen, as a child, I grew up a young, creamy peanut butter guy. But as a grown man, I need texture and I like crunch. Okay? I'm just going to lay that out there. I love the crunchy peanut butter. I don't know why my family never put me on to this. Like, nobody in my family ate crunchy peanut butter. So I never tried this until I was like a grown-ass man, dude. Like, recently I was at the grocery store, and I was like, yo, PB&J would be good. And I go through the, the little bread aisle where they have the PB&J and all the other toppings, and I see the crunchy peanut butter, and it's cheaper for some reason. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll try it. Maybe it's not as good. No, dude, what? That shit hits. Why did y'all not inform me about this? Nobody told me crunchy peanut butter was this good. Dude, it's fire. It is fire. It's exquisite, dude. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in today. Hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. If you guys want to get your weed rated for an upcoming video, don't forget to hit me up on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And also, check out the homies over at Glebe. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. AKA later today. I'm streaming tonight. Peace.